Actually, I taught in my class. What I did is I'm being transparent with them. I said that on the first day itself, I already mentioned that this is what I'm going to do with you, and for what purpose. For example, like, I want you to write your own reflection. For what purpose? So you know that I want you to be good in writing, for example. I want you to do this because I would like you to acquire this particular skill. I would like you to do this. I'm going to do this kind of active learning or cooperative learning style, whatever, because I would like to make them see that they can achieve more than what they are supposed to achieve only for the sake of exam. So I think that makes a strong, a positive mind. Basically, instill a positive mindset to them, because I believe that the students are throughout the education system here. So yeah, all this while has been a spoon feeding punya style. So the students, I think one of the skills that our students are good at is actually spotting the question. Spotting the question, because all this while they want to take UPSR, PMR, SPM, whatsoever. It's about spotting the question. It's not about developing their skills whatsoever. So they come to us, to the lecturers. So what is the question that's gonna come out, right? Something like, why you have to mention that? Because I'm creating the question, right? And then they ask for tips and tricks. Always like that. They like tips and tricks. So these students need to be realized in that sense. I mean, like, we are here, we are doing this thing because there are more for you. And even actually during the first day of the class, we made a team building. So these are kind of almost similar slide that I shared to them. I shared the pyramid of learning, I shared the Bloom taxonomy, I shared the Solo taxonomy, so that the students really know what we are trying to do with them. So I think that could give actually create a positive mindset lah. I mean, maybe not all, but at least, alhamdulillah, I can see that the students are actually, for example, when I give the video to the students have already the lectures and everything, right? They can answer the quiz. They can choose not to come to my class. But when I say, for example, like next Tuesday, I want you to watch video, you don't have to come class. They are gasping. They feel frustrated because they couldn't come to the class. Okay, so I think that kind of culture that we need to bring to our students as well, because even though they are 20 years old, but I don't know, but they're still behaving like kids as well. So in my opinion, we as the staff, we need to have a little bit more patience in dealing with them, and we need to make a corrective action towards them, not simply just let it go just like that, and they try to overcome by themselves whatever bad attitude that they have. We actually, I think, if let's say we as a brother, we have a father to them, I think we should make a corrective action if we found that they are not doing well or not behaving well in that sense. That's my opinion. Yeah, yes.
Just to, how can we strike the balance? Because now we're going to put emphasis on the flipped classroom, and the role of the lecturers is no more important. And I think development of the classroom is more important. I went to NTU, they said for medical school, they don't use lecturers to facilitate. They use professional facilitator. So lecturers is no longer, so investment should not be put on lecturers. We have to put investment on classroom, flip, all these things. How do we strike the balance?
I've heard that now the role of lecturers, they become content curator and learning designer. That's the name. That's the new name for the lecturers. Learning designer, not fashion designer. And content curator, which means that, for example, like you want to do flipped classroom, not all the time you create your own video. There are thousands of videos out there you can find from the YouTube, for example. But you know that you want only specific content that need to be delivered to your students.
Understand? So we doesn't need people who are so expert in chemical engineering. It just requires people who can facilitate things. Because students are going to spend their time learning within their teams. Am I right? Are we going to that way? Or how we strike the balance? I think staff-student ratio is no longer important.
Because student ratio AAC tak lepas ni.
Tak adalah. If the whole country is embarking on this journey, why should we worry? I think we need few people just facilitate this, making a video. We can buy videos from other university, put into our YouTube,
Can
That
I
kind of thing.
can I chime in? Can I chime in?
Yes.
Sorry.
All right,
Thanks.
go ahead. I'm just putting some.
No, so MOOCs was, and thank you. This is excellent to see UTP moving down this path. MOOCs was actually a topic that my previous topic that I was trying to dig into. I think a statement and then a question. I think to the earlier statement or a question of ROI, I think there is people like Daphne Kohler, Anand Argawal, who actually are founders for edX or Coursera. I think they've found a place where MOOCs is actually going to deliver a lot of value. In particular, they've seen, especially for those who are graduates, 60% of their subscribers are actually people who want to continue education and specialize, and those are the subscribers to MOOCs. But I think that also the point that was raised, and you can watch this online, was will it render professors irrelevant? I think Daphne's statement was very good in that no, professors will still be relevant. In fact, professors will have to climb the value chain and actually embrace the technology and actually grow with it. It's another level, it's another paradigm, and nobody knows where that will be. But I think that's the path that it's going to be taken. My question probably then would be, now Daphne was actually saying in Coursera, they're actually trying to take courses now and then lower it for high schoolers or for the community, because their mandate as a social entrepreneur was to open up access to allow students, say for example STEM is an issue in Malaysia. Yeah, there's not enough people who are going into science, technology, math. They want a pipeline of people who are actually going to be exposed to MOOCs or blended approaches, ready enough to actually go on and move on or progress into degree programs or courses. Yeah. And they are offering this free as part of their CSR. Yeah. Is that something that UTP is considering? That's my question.
Yeah, basically, actually, the government started this year an initiative for MOOCs and allowing for credit transfer. That's what they are trying to do right now. I think there are already about almost 50 courses that has been developed by public universities. There is already in the platform Open Learning. If you go to www.openlearning.com, there are MOOCs courses that have been developed from them. Most of them are actually MPU courses, Malaysian Studies, Ethnic Relations, whatsoever. And if let's say the students has not enrolled yet into any university, but then they enroll in Open Learning, they took that course and they took some tests whatsoever, and then when they come into the university, they can ask for credit transfer. They can, and provided that they fulfill, they're meeting the requirement of that, yeah, something like that. And if let's say the learning outcome of that particular MOOCs is about 80% of equivalent to the same of our offered courses here, they can ask for credit transfer. That is one of the government initiative in that sense lah. For our case, this year we are going to embark into not open yet lah, close punya style, because there are also some of the subject that require large number of lecturers, but it is a dry subject, for example like HSE, something like that. So we're trying to make that kind of initiative as well. But maybe if in the future, if we are convenient to open it up, then we basically open it for public as well, but not for all courses lah. But I believe go back to Dr. Hilmi, actually some of the courses, Dr. Hilmi, not courses, some of the values you cannot acquire by online. You must have your own, or they call that face-to-face punya because I think, as I said earlier, it is all about values, embedding values to them, giving skills to them. I think it's not really, you cannot get it online actually. Online you can just get the information, the knowledge, whatsoever, but not other things. But one of the role that the lecturers need to play is basically to become a motivator as well. So the lecturers, everybody, we need to become a motivator so that we can motivate our students and facilitate our students well. I think that kind of training lah that is needed for the lecturers.
Okay.
Yes,
Can we proceed?
Ustaz, last one.
Okay, that will be the last question, eh?
Sure. Dr. Zulkifli.
Okay. I would like to share part of our discussion during the best lab actually, where our aim is to produce global, model global citizen, right? One of which is the ability to be to advocate for the issues, being transformative in the way they are thinking. So it must be embedded also in the academic process, learning process. One of the idea that I found from the reading, my reading is that through assignments, right? We assign students with sometime with, for example, case study. It's simulation of case study, but it will be more effective if we assign them with, for example, especially case studies, with actual issues. Whatever issues, like environmental issues, for example, even like MH370 is not found until now, for example. So they need to really search into what it takes to solve this kind of issues, even economical issues. What it takes for example, a company like Prominance to survive with the under $50 US dollars per barrel. So we pose this question to the students for them to think. So they wouldn't think like kids now in their 20s. They think that whatever they thought is something that people should take into consideration seriously. But they are not, what do you say? They are not holding to facts. They don't substantiate what their argument. So how would you do that in the academic?
That is where actually PBL comes in, Ustaz Ahmad. So basically PBL normally you give a real problem to them, real something that they can relate actually. So I think that's how we go ahead with ni lah, giving case study ni, we can relate to problem based learning punya strategy. So it has been done. So insyaAllah hopefully then it works lah for our students as well. I think thank you very much. Sorry for taking your time. Thank you.